Hi everyone, this is Sarah from MyoThrive. Today I'm going to take you through a little routine to help strengthen your lower abdominals, something that I've noticed in gymnasts can be quite weak because of how strong your hip flexors are. They tend to take over and do all the work. So to start with, we're going to release the hip flexors and some of these back muscles to get the abs ready to fire. So grab your foam roller or spiky ball and find that little spot on the hip around where your underpants line would be. Once you've found that, you can either do little circles, hold the spot, or you can straighten and bend your leg. Do that for about 60 seconds on each side. Once you've done that, pop your foam roller behind your upper back and working back and forth over some of those muscles through the back there. If you find a good spot, you can just let it sink in. You could gently rock your body from side to side. You can even do a few little arches over the foam roller here. So again, once you've played around with that and you feel like your body is feeling limber and ready to go, grab your Pilates mat and we'll meet back here. Okay, so the next step is to activate your lower abs. So lie on your back, put your hands on your hips. Your goal is to keep this really still. Then knees should be level and knees and hips and feet should be in alignment. Then from there, you're going to open one knee out to the side, keeping your hips level, and return. And then open the other side and return. You only go as far as you can whilst maintaining level hips. So I like to think of if I was balancing a fishbowl full of water, I don't want the water to splash over the sides. So if I let my body roll with the knee, the water's splashing this way. So it's really working these deep core muscles to make sure that this area is all staying really still. After you've done about 10 of those each side as a warm-up, the next warm-up exercise is a knee float. So we're lifting one leg up and then back down to the mat. Other leg up and down. So again, you can do about 10 of those each side to warm up. Next, we're going to add an extension. Again, about 10 of those each side. I know these seem really simple and basic, but the idea is that we're working really deep muscles that probably haven't fired much before. That's why we're pulling back to this basic exercise. Next, we're going into an up, up, down, down. You would have seen my tummy wanting to pop a little bit. I was trying to work really hard to keep it scooped. So that's what I want you to do too. You don't have to flatten your back to the mat, but I do want you to think of it staying a little bit scooped in towards your back rather than popping out, because it's different muscles activating. We want the deeper core set muscle working instead of the rectus abdominis working so much there. Once you've done those, you are ready to move on. So just do 10 each of all of those that we just talked about, and then meet me back here. Okay, so now you've done the activation work, now comes the harder work. So we're going to start with some band assisted exercises. You can do them without the band, but it's just going to make them harder. So if you've got a band, grab it. If you don't have one and you think you'd like to try one, please let me know, or let one of your gymnastics supervisors know. I know I've got plenty of bands lying around that I can lend out, and I'm sure they do too.
I can just wrap it in an envelope and stick it in the post. It won't be that difficult. So let me know if you do need a little bit of band to help you out.
Then lying on your back, pop one foot into the band and you're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Once you've done about 10 of those each side, you're going to move to a double leg. Out and in. Out and in. Out and down. Up and in. So you've got a few different ones there to play around with. And I want your back to be softly flat towards the mat to really activate the lower abs. The lower abs work better when the back is softly flat compared to neutral spine, which works the hip flexors harder. So have a little play around with that. That band was a bit too strong for me, so it was more of a leg workout. I'd recommend a red or a yellow band for you guys because you are a little bit stronger, like I said, through that area already, particularly with those hip flexors taking over. So have a play around with that. Next, we've got bicycle, and then we're going to do stir the pot. Okay, so bicycle looks like this. We actually come up into a abdominal curl, the legs come up, and we just cycle in the legs. So rather than thinking of reps, I tend to think of time with this one, generally doing about 60 seconds at a time. You can do several sets if you want to go for more of a burn, okay? Then stir the pot. So I'll give you a little break from that kind of movement. For this one, if you've got a fit ball, then great, use it. It feels much nicer with a fit ball, but you can just do a kneeling plank to target the lower abs as well. Okay, so on your fit ball, you're going to go out until your body's straight, then you're going to stir the pot with your elbows. About 5 circles each way, then have a break and repeat it a couple of times. Like I said, you can do it without the ball in a kneeling plank. Just really think of sucking up through those lower abs in this position. And then if you want to try, you can come into full, go back to kneeling. The reason I like kneeling better, even though it's easier, it does target more into the low abs rather than the whole rec abs, obliques, the whole lot. So even though it's easier, give it a little go. Other things I've seen on social media is things like skateboards going in and out. You can also use these kind of things that wheel in and out. Anything with wheels that you think you could kind of use to push away and bring back. Any other size ball as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be a really big fit ball. You might get away with a smaller ball. All right, so have a little play with that one. And then lastly, we've got the oblique leg lowers. So similar to what we're doing with bicycle, except now we're going to twist to one side. So as the leg goes out, we're twisting to the opposite leg that's still up. And then we need to stretch out. So first stretch is lying on your tummy, just giving a little wiggle, and then hands beside you, pushing all the way up. Once you've done about 10 of those, lying on your side, doing a bit of a hip flexor stretch through this area. And then finally, a rolling like a ball to help stretch out your erector spinae muscles. If you like, you can finish on the mat and just tugging the legs in, gently rocking from side to side. Good job, guys. So yeah, keep practicing on that, and I'll see you here again next time.